It's the biggest question of the year. Should you buy the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 12 Pro? I'm Andrew Martnick with Digital Trends, and these are the things you need to know when you're trying to decide between buying the iPhone 12 or ponying up the extra money for the iPhone 12 Pro. One of the changes that the iPhone 12 Pro brings is in the camera, but it's a marginal difference that you wouldn't really notice in day-to-day shooting. The 12 and 12 Pro have the same main camera, the same ultra-wide camera, and the same selfie camera. The only core difference in hardware is that the 12 Pro has a telephoto camera that lets you zoom without cutting into the resolution until after 2x. The iPhone 12 Pro also has additional memory, which lets it do advanced processing that the iPhone 12 just can't do. That means that you can take night mode, portrait mode shots, which you only get on the Pro models. But everything else that Apple's talking about with the cameras this year, with night mode on all the cameras, with deep fusion processing and HDR video, can all be achieved on the iPhone 12, which is a huge deal for the base model. Something you'll notice more on the iPhone 12 Pro is the display. Now, of course, it's the same 6.1-inch panel on both, but Apple has tuned up the iPhone 12 Pros to be brighter in all conditions. Now, you know that these nit ratings are a little bit weird. Apple will say that both screens can do 1200 nits, but that's only when viewing HDR content. In every other scenario, the iPhone 12 Pro is at an average of 800 nits, while the 12 is down at 600. It's not something you'll notice unless you're outdoors and maxing out the brightness, but it is something to know that these aren't the exact same display. And of course, something you can't help but notice is that the iPhone 12 Pro has a different hardware finish to it. There's glossy sides and a matte back, much like the iPhone 11 Pro series, whereas the iPhone 12 has a glossy back and matte sides. Now, it seems like a bit of a weird differentiation, but it actually makes a big difference in the hand. The glossy sides give you more grip, even though the back, which is matte, doesn't let your fingers smudge it up with a bunch of fingerprints. The iPhone 12 Pro's frame is actually stainless steel as well, whereas the base iPhone 12 is 100% recycled aluminum. That makes a difference in weight. The iPhone 12 Pro is 15% heavier than the 12. It seems like a downside because heavier makes it more difficult to hold for long periods, but it actually makes the iPhone 12 Pro feel a lot nicer and a lot more expensive because it is. Now, there's actually one place where the iPhone 12 bests the Pro, and that's in colors. If you want to have a bright, colorful, expressive phone, you want to go for the iPhone 12. There are more colors, they're brighter, it's like a package of Skittles when you open up the box, whereas the iPhone 12 Pro is muted and sterile and, well, professional. It's personal preference, and you're probably just going to throw a case on it, but if you do care about colors, look at the iPhone 12. But the biggest thing that the iPhone 12 has going for it is that other than those marginal differences that I listed before, the iPhone 12 is basically the same in day-to-day use. They're the exact same size, they run the exact same operating system, they have the same powerful A14 Bionic chip, and in day-to-day use, you really wouldn't notice the difference whether you had a regular or a Pro. The headline features of the iPhone 12 series, like the ceramic glass, night mode photos in all of the cameras, and 5G connectivity, are identical between the two models. So, who should buy the iPhone 12? I actually think that this should be the default choice for everyone. You should start at the 12 and work from there. The iPhone 12 is going to give you just about everything that you need, and if you don't know the differences right off the top of your head between the two, you should just go to the 12 and save your money. So who should step up and buy the iPhone 12 Pro instead? Well, you may just like the hardware, I get that. The colors are really nice, the stainless steel frame is really nice as well. But the big change that you need to decide on is the cameras. Do you want those marginal improvements? Do you want the better zoom? Do you need to have night portrait mode? And do you need to have the future capability of shooting in RAW when Apple releases that feature? If you want any of those and you think that you can justify the extra money, then go for it. The 12 Pro is a better phone. It just might not be enough of a better phone for everyone to justify the extra money. So when you go to buy an iPhone 12 for $799, you get 64 gigs of storage, whereas the base iPhone 12 Pro at $999 has 128 gigabytes of storage. I recommend 128 gigs for either model, so spend an extra $50 when you get the iPhone 12 to go up to 128. You're coming out $150 ahead of the Pro still, and like I said, you're not gonna notice the difference day to day. You can use that $150 to pay for some extra cases, some new MagSafe accessories, or the charger and headphones that didn't come in the box with your phone. So what are you thinking? Have you decided on getting the iPhone 12 or the 12 Pro? Or are you gonna go for the 12 mini or the 12 Max? We wanna know down in the comments. Let us know which one you went with, what size, what color as well. For all of the latest news and reviews of Apple products and beyond, be sure to follow Digital Trends.